Drones have become increasingly popular over the last decade, whether it's for military or scientific research or recreational use. Drones are more common today than they've ever been. While a drone is in the air, you'll never know what it may capture. And today, we're going to look at the 15 scariest and most chilling things caught by drones. Number 15. The floor is literally lava. When some people think about getting a drone, they imagine flying over their hometown and getting images of places they recognize. There are others, however, who decided that the best place to fly a drone was in an active volcano. In an active volcano in Vanuatu, explorer Sam Cosman operated camera-mounted drones to capture images of the dangerous Marum crater. Cosman and his team piloted the drones over the 7.5-mile-wide caldera, despite harsh conditions including toxic gases and boiling lava. While 2 drones were lost, they were able to bring record video that will help further research about the volcano and the life around it. In another drone video, a group of volcanologists decided to fly drones over erupting volcanoes in order to capture visuals and measurements from the epic danger zones. These recordings were taken above the peaks of volcanoes in Guatemala as the drones traveled into the plumes of thick gas. The scientists state that this will help them to better understand emissions from volcanoes, but also help to alert communities of impending eruptions. Another team managed to fly drones inside of the Villarrica volcano in Chile in order to collect samples. Doing this helps measure the level of carbon dioxide in an active volcano to get an accurate gauge of whether it's about to erupt. Number 14. Hey, there's a shark nearby. Going on vacation to a tropical island or going to a beach at the ocean is one of the most amazing and relaxing things anyone can experience. However, when most people think about swimming in the water, most will have the same fear. Are there sharks here? Several drones have captured exciting footage of sharks in the water. One video captured a shark migration in Florida. Several surfers were in the water and surrounded by what is believed to be blacktip sharks. While there were almost 100 sharks during this particular migration, surprisingly, they showed no aggression towards the surfers and no incidents occurred. In another video, we can see what's believed to be a great white shark approaching a family on 2 kayaks, which included 2 children. While the shark followed one kayak for almost 100 yards, eventually the family put both kayaks together to make them appear larger. With this brilliant move, the shark didn't pursue them and eventually left. One shocking video shows the damage that a shark can actually do. While the tide was rising, the rocks that the seals nearby sat on became covered in water. And as the seals swim, the shark continues its hunt for them. As he's hunting for food, he finally spots a seal swimming. And once the shark has the seal in its sights, it dashes towards it and catches him with its teeth, devouring the aquatic mammal. While it can be safe to swim in the ocean, we advise caution and recommend being aware of your surroundings while in the water. And rest in peace, poor seal.
Before we go on, do like this video, smash that subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or the centipede will crawl on your face while you're sleeping.
It's time for today's subscriber pick. A drone captured this heat signature in a field. At first glance, it looks like someone laying on their side, but upon further inspection, there doesn't appear to be a head, and some parts of the body that should be connected are not. What type of object would give off this heat signature, and what do you think this image could be of? Remember to comment down below with the hashtag #subscriberpick and let us know what you think. Now, on to the next topic. Number 13. When alligators attack. Aside from sharks, a more dangerous creature in the water is the alligator. The reptile is known to swim in fresh water, and while it can swim in salt water, it doesn't do so for long, as they can't handle salty water. They lack the salt glands that pump the harmful concentration of sodium and other seawater ions out of their bodies. In this video, a drone captured a vicious attack on a man by an alligator in freshwater in Florida. The man, JC Laverde, was swimming to film a promotional video for adventure races that JC and his company, Defeat X, had scheduled. Earlier, JC had been in a meeting and rushed to get to the promotional shoot by 1 p.m., and in doing so, forgot his swim goggles. Determined to do the shoot for the video, JC decided to swim anyway, and 350 yards into the swim, an alligator appeared in the water ahead of him. The drone footage captured the moment the attack happened. Quote, When the teeth clamped down, I instantly realized it was a gator. My entire head and upper chest were inside of her mouth. JC managed to get free but received serious injuries. Doctors had to perform a craniectomy, which is a surgery that requires part of the skull to be removed. The recovery will take some time for JC, but we're glad that he made it out of this horrific experience alive and in good spirits. Number 12. Send in the clowns. Clowns have a unique history. While their main purpose is to entertain and make people laugh, for a long time, and still to this day, many people are petrified of them. Imagine flying a drone to get some beautiful aerial footage of Huntsville, Alabama. Gorgeous shots of trees and fields and villages are captured. Then, the drone comes across an area and you see it. A random clown hanging out in the middle of a cornfield. This drone captured the clown, and when the clown realized what it was looking at, it gave an evil stare for a couple of seconds before running back into the woods. Not wanting to get the drone caught in the trees, the operator refrained from having the drone enter the woods. Why this clown was standing randomly in the middle of the field is a mystery, but that's not the only clown sighting that took place with a drone. This is more drone capture footage of a random clown in an abandoned water park. While capturing footage of the park, the drone caught a clown coming into the park and climbing up and down the slides. After some time, the clown gets lost in one of the enclosed slides and then pops up and grabs the drones. Whatever the reason may be for these random clowns to appear, we don't want to know. Number 11. Signs. Crop circles have popped up all over for a long time. They are strange formations that are mysteriously created overnight. Where they come from and how they're made remains a mystery. But with drones, we can capture the beauty of the patterns clearly. Paul Kingsbury, a professor at Simon Fraser University, has some theories about where the circles come from. One of those theories is that the crop circles are caused by magnetic pulses coming from the iron core of the Earth. Another theory, and the most popular in the world, is that the crop circles are created due to extraterrestrial activity. The last one is that it's just humans. Drones have recorded some of the unusual circles. From one in Raisting, located in Germany, to another located in Vimy, France. The drone footage shows how perfectly measured each area of the circle is, and the pattern that's different from crop circle to crop circle. Perhaps one day we'll have a drone actually capture how the crop circle is made so we can finally learn the truth behind these amazing creations. Number 10. This is one alley we do not want to go down. Tornadoes are one of the most terrifying forces of nature. From buildings to vehicles and even humans, nothing is safe from the rage a tornado brings. With drones, we can see not only the damage they cause, but also the pattern in which a tornado can move. Drones have managed to capture the devastation caused by a tornado. In Andover, Kansas, we can see a tornado rip through a village and destroy multiple homes and buildings. This footage clearly shows how powerful a twister can be, as most of the structures rise up into the air. The video also shows the danger of being in the general area as debris flies through the air before falling fast to the ground. After the tornado passes through the town, you can see power lines crashing and the tornado appearing to die down before it picks up steam again and causes more damage. Another video shows a tornado going through Sulphur, Oklahoma. The majority of this footage shows the tornado going through fields and not appearing to cause too much damage. But it does give a better look at the movement of the tornado. One video shows what happens when a drone travels too close. While the footage from Yazoo City, Mississippi that was recovered was amazing, the drone obviously didn't make it. In its final moments, it captured the tornado passing through trees, resembling the blast from a massive weapon like you'd see in the movies. Number 9. The Perfect Storm. Footage from the aftermath of Hurricane Fiona in Puerto Rico shows the reality of living in an area where this natural disaster can occur. With crops destroyed and flooded lands, the drone was able to record this video of the horrible devastation caused by the hurricane. In one of the shots, we can see what appears to be a structure laying on its side. With water rushing through the structure, it's apparent that the building cannot be recovered. Also shown is a bridge that collapsed with water rushing underneath it. Other sections of the video show the flooding on the inside of the buildings and the trash and debris left outside the homes. The length of recovery from this hurricane will be long, as there's a lot of damage. Another video from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and Sail Drone Inc. shows the first video footage from inside a hurricane using a floating drone. The Sail Drone Explorer SD-1045 was directed into the middle of Hurricane Sam, a Category 4 hurricane, with 50-foot waves and winds over 120 miles per hour. The footage of the sheer force of the hurricane brings a better perspective to people who have never experienced one, and hopefully they'll never have to. Number 8. Silent Hill. Centralia, Pennsylvania used to be a mining town. The first 2 mines in Centralia opened in 1856, and 3 more opened by 1863. So, with mines opened, why is this now considered a ghost town? The reason is fire. The Centralia mine fire is a coal seam fire that has been burning in the labyrinth of abandoned coal mines underneath the borough of Centralia since May of 1962. The fire's original cause and start date are still unknown and a matter of debate. While the fire is still burning and may continue to burn for the next 250 years, it's caused most of the town to be abandoned. In 2017, the population listed 5 residents, a number significantly lower from the about 1,500 at the time the fire started. Quote, "Even the dead cannot rest in peace." Graves in the town's 2 cemeteries are believed to have dropped into the abyss of fire that rages below them. Greg Walter, People magazine, 1981. The Centralia area has now grown to be a tourist attraction, as people come to see the smoke or steam on Centralia's empty streets and the abandoned portion of Route 61, which is referred to as the Graffiti Highway. The drone footage captures this highway with shots of people riding ATVs and other vehicles down the road. In 2020, the highway was being covered with truckloads of dirt to discourage trespassers and to hopefully shut down the road for good. Number 7. Is he really real? Possibly the most searched for mythical creature is the Sasquatch, otherwise known as Bigfoot. From numerous sightings and claims that he does exist, Bigfoot is so popular that even a movie was made about the legend. Released in 1987, Harry and the Hendersons was a hit. While most believed that the creature was not real, and this was the closest they'd get to seeing it, drone footage has been revealed that may have actually captured the real thing. Some of the video recorded shows heat signatures of a large creature in a dense forest. While attempting to determine if the large object was a bear or Bigfoot, the team investigating assumed the creature was laying on its side. Determined to find out what the heat signature was, the team went to the area to attempt to capture footage. While one person remained back to keep an eye on the drone footage, the other team members went to the area to see if they could locate the source. When they were on foot, the person observing the drone footage saw that they were almost right next to the object, and then the heat signature disappeared and nothing was found. In another video, a man decided to fly his drone around a local park. As he's observing the park, a large creature runs through. Most people believe this to be a hoax, but this is a great representation of the mystery surrounding the Sasquatch. Number 6. Natural disaster. Earlier in the video, we talked about tornadoes and hurricanes, but one event we didn't mention was an earthquake. Aside from being terrifying, the damage caused by earthquakes can be remembered for a long time by those who experienced it. For those who didn't, drones can show how devastating they can be. One drone flew over a bridge in Taiwan that collapsed due to a 6.8 magnitude earthquake. The cracks in the bridge are massive, and most of the bridge is tipped over on its side. What's more shocking is that no buildings were near, so the damage was simply by the ground moving with enough force to destroy the bridge. Drone videos have been released showing the damage from another earthquake in central Italy. In the town of Tolentino, you can see a building with severe damage, but other buildings in the town are still standing, although we can't see the extent of the damage to the structures from the drone alone. In another town, Amatrice, the damage is shown to be much worse. Houses and churches are leveled, and the streets of the town are practically destroyed. The video captured by the drone tells a very clear story of how powerful and dangerous an earthquake can be. Number 5. Death-defying. Evel Knievel, Sam Patch, Annie Edson Taylor. These are the names of some of the most famous daredevils in history. With death-defying stunts, they wowed and excited crowds, and their legend will live on forever. With technology, specifically drones, we can now get to see up close some of the most dangerous stunts taking place. One of the most spectacular stunts was captured in Hong Kong. A 19-year-old and his friend climbed up to the top of a skyscraper and were able to capture the entire climb using the drone. With breathtaking footage, you can see most of the city thanks to the technology. On the way down, the climbers were apprehended by police but were eventually let go. Another video shows a climber going up the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. Without the aid of harnesses, the climbers were able to reach the top, and with body cameras and drones, were able to capture the difficulty of the climb. What's even more impressive is the fact that this took place on a foggy day during rainy season. And with the winds climbing in speed, the climbers were still able to make it to the top. Unfortunately, the operator of the drone crashed the device and received a fine. Finally, another video was recovered from a drone that crashed in the water near Sacramento, California. The drone was able to record a daredevil jumping from a tall bridge into the water. The jump had been over 100 feet, with a bunch of onlookers witnessing the event. By the way, we don't recommend attempting any of these stunts, just for the record. Number 4. This may be the last jump you ever make. Modern base jumping officially began in 1978 when a California skydiver named Carl Bonish organized 4 jumpers who successfully jumped in Yosemite National Park. Carl proved that these types of jumps, using modern gear and techniques, were not only repeatable, but well within the grasp of most experienced skydivers. With drones, we can see how scary and thrilling base jumping can actually be. For example, a video was released from the world's first fully developed fast drone following a wingsuit base jumper at 124 miles per hour. The video was one of the first tests for the drone, and it went quite well. The beautiful footage shows the base jumper jumping off of a mountain overlooking a village and follows the base jumper over a forest. Eventually, the base jumper lands in a field to complete the video, but the view throughout the video is breathtaking. Other videos show that drones can capture overhead views of base jumpers jumping off cliffs without following them. As the person jumps off the cliff, you can see them eventually pull out their parachute and land safely on the ground below. Despite the advances in base jumping, we're still going to trust that it's fun and exciting by watching the drone videos instead of actually jumping. Number 3. What's the story, Morning Glory? Lake Berryessa is famous for having the Morning Glory spillway. Designed to prevent water from overflowing, the water levels rarely rise high enough for the spillway to be used. Despite the no drones warning, one person flew his drone down the spillway, and the video allows us to see where the spillway leads and where the water will come out. While looking through the spillway, the signal between the drone and controller are lost, so some of the video was cut. However, the drone does make it through the spillway, and at the end of the tunnel, you can see a lot of graffiti on the walls. Other drone videos captured what happens when water does overflow. While looking at the water, a giant hole appears, similar to a drain in a bathtub. The sight is magnificent, as water swirls around the spillway before finally being sucked in. When the water overflows, for anyone driving by who's not familiar with the spillway, this may be a complete shock to them. But for the locals, this may seem like just another day. Number 2. Do ghosts really come out at night? Necrophobia is a specific type of phobia that involves a fear of dead things and things that are associated with death. A person with this type of phobia may be afraid of dead bodies, as well as things such as coffins, tombstones, and graveyards. While most cemeteries are maintained and taken care of, there are still many abandoned graveyards, and anyone with necrophobia might want to stay away. Someone managed to get footage of Mount Moriah Cemetery near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The last burial here took place in 2011 before the cemetery was shut down for good. In flying over the area, you can see many tombstones and monuments still in good shape, but other gravestones have seen what appears to be better days. Covered in grass and weeds, many of the tombstones lie on their sides unkempt. There's a volunteer group called Friends of Mount Moriah that's working to restore the cemetery, but progress is slow. The estimated to maintain the cemetery is over $500,000. Another drone user managed to get footage of the slave cemetery at Mount Vernon. The view of small tombstones is haunting and a terrible reminder of one of the most tragic periods in United States history. This cemetery is not abandoned and still remains taken care of to this day. And finally, number 1. No one wanders here anymore. There are many tales of haunted houses and abandoned buildings, but most are too scared to go near one, let alone inside. Some drone users have managed to get around this fear by flying their drones into the buildings so we can see what's actually inside. A video recorded from a drone shows an abandoned building that resembles a house. Inside, you can see graffiti all over the walls and collapsed ceilings, along with the weather damage from having no closed windows. The video was taken during the day, so it's easy to get an idea of what's inside. But we can imagine that at night, this building would be terrifying. Another video is from a drone flying through an abandoned building. While traveling through, you can see decaying walls, more graffiti and collapsed ceilings, and water flooding the floors. One of the more shocking images in one of the larger areas are the bats hanging from the ceiling. The drone smoothly travels through the corridors filled with trash and debris, and towards the end of the video, we can see the drone crash in what appears to be a cell door. Needless to say, we don't want to know what this looks like at night. And those are the 15 scariest and most chilling things caught by drones. Do you have any thoughts or comments? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe.